provisional, the following specification. The following specification describes the invention. It is nothing but the preamble. It is given in the Patent Act 1970. So you have to follow this. Okay. So while submitting the provisional, you have to use these wordings as a preamble. Okay. So because this is going to describe the invention, but it is not going to describe the full invention, because you are going to file only provisional specifications. Okay. So that's why the preamble is like this. Now I will share for the second one, the complete specifications. Okay, so in case of a complete, you can see that again the same thing, and here title is there and applicant details are there, and preamble, if you see the preamble of a complete specification, it is given as the following specification particularly describes the invention and the manner in which it is to be performed. This is the preamble. Okay, so this will differentiate whether you're going to file a complete or whether you're going to file a provisional specifications. Okay, so while submitting the form 2, you have to be careful. Like if you are submitting provisional, then the preamble is different, and while submitting the complete, the preamble is different, and so you can refer that preambles in the Patent Act book, the Patent Act 1970, or it is available in the websites also. Okay, so you can search it in the online. So this is known as preamble, that you have to be careful. Okay, so sometimes they may be rejecting your application based on this also. Okay, so you have to be careful about this. So let me share the screen. Any doubt till now? Okay, so if there is any doubt, you can interrupt me in between and then you can ask me to continue. Okay, so let me share the screen of the PPT. Okay, I think my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
So we have seen form 2. So that is the first document we need to submit while while submitting the specification. Okay, so first thing is form 2. After that, we are going with the specifications. Okay, so our complete specifications or provisional specifications. So before that, let me describe you what is specifications. As I have told you, it is a techno-legal documents. It has a technical aspect of your invention as well as a legal option of the claims. Okay, so if what you are claiming for the protections, that is considered as a legal document. Okay, so so it is a techno-legal document, and it will be describing the invention fully and particularly. In case of a complete, it should be the invention should be fully and in particular. Okay, so for example, if you are claiming for a pen, it should be particular. It should be particular of the, suppose if you are trying to claim for a ballpoint pen, you have to mention that it is the invention is for particular ballpoint pen. Okay, so that is particular. In particular, you are claiming it. Okay, and the invention you are going to describe only for the ballpoint pen, not the foundation pens, right? So you are not going to describe the invention for the foundation pens. Okay, so you have to, in particular, you have to describe the invention, and once you have described that invention, that should be like, that should not be obvious for the person skilled in that, but they have to be able to perform it. What I mean to say is, suppose so I think in the first session you might have heard about what is the invention. According to the Patent Act, we have to satisfy 3 different criteria: novelty, inventive step, as well as industrial applicability, right? So these 3 steps we need to consider for claiming the patent, for claiming the protection, right? So in that case, the inventive step, which has the characteristics that the person skilled in the art should have like a non-obviousness over the invention, right? So it means that for the inventive step, the person skilled in the art. So for example, if you are if you're electrical engineer, then the electrical engineer of the field should understand that the invention is not known to him. Okay, so that is considered as a person skilled in the art is obvious, non-obvious to the person skilled in the art. Okay, person skilled in the art means those who are working in the field. Okay, where your invention is worked out, the same field the person must be there, Okay, so that person we will call it as a person skilled in the art. If they are not able, if they are not finding it, if they are finding it a new one, or if they are not obvious for their one for them, then that invention is considered as a considered as having an inventive step. Okay, so that will be considered one of the criteria for the patent, for granting the patent. And at the same time, while describing the invention, the invention may not be obvious for the person skilled in the art, but he should be able to perform the invention on reading your document. Okay, so the specification should be drafted in such a way that the person skilled in the art should be able to perform the experiment without any additional experimentations. Okay, on reading the document, he has to be able to perform that experiment. Okay, or perform the invention. That is considered as a fully described. Okay, so that we will call it as a fully described. It means that what are the small, even the small descriptions, it needs to be included in the specifications for performing the experiments. Okay, so next thing is like okay, next we will go with the provisional and complete. There are different I have told you that two different types of specifications we have seen. That one is the provisional and another one is the complete. Okay, so provisional is the one which is suppose if you are going to do it today, okay, in the next 6 months you will be completed with a part of an experiment. Okay, so part of the invention will be completed. So the part of the invention can be applied to claim the priority date. Okay, so to apply the priority date, you can claim for that. So in that cases, you can go with the provisional. Okay, so when your invention is not at the complete stage, then you can go with the provisional stage. And the provisional application or specification, it is mainly filed to claim the priority date. Priority date means suppose in your lab you are performing on experiments. Similar way in the world, in other side of the world, in other labs also they will also perform the same experiment, right? So in order to claim the priority over their experiment, you are going to declare the priority date that I have done it first. Right, so you are going to declare that I am going to done it first. For that sake only, you are going with the provisional application. Okay, provisional application. So provisional application will not have the full invention. Okay, so it is only part of the invention only. Okay, so after filing the provisional, you can go with the complete. So that we will call it as a complete after provisional application specification. Complete after provisional application specification. Sorry. Not application specifications. Okay, so this complete after provisional needs to be submitted within 12 months from the first provisional. Otherwise, it will be considered as abandoned. Okay, so you can submit any number of provisional specifications, but only one complete needs to be submitted. Okay, so you please be clear with this. Any number of provisionals can be submitted and only one complete needs to be submitted. That one complete specification that has to be filed within 12 months of first provisional applications. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Suppose so today's date is 22/6/2022, right? So 22/6/2022. So first, if you are filing the provisional now, then your complete should be 22/6/2023. Okay, so within that you have to compute your complete. Okay, otherwise as abandoned and your application will not be processed. Okay, so third type is like complete application. It is like without filing, you have at the hand you are having a complete invention, then you can directly file the complete specifications. Okay, so you can directly go with the complete specifications, and once this complete specification is filed, then you can file for the PCT or conventional application. These are the applications where your invention has to be filed in the outside abroad. Right. So if you want to file the application or specifications outside India, then we can go with this PCT mode or conventional application. So in that cases, you have to first provide the complete specifications in India. Okay. After that, you go with the PCT or conventional application outside India. Okay, but irrespective, suppose if you want to file an invention not in India, but you want to file it in the abroad. Okay, you don't want to file it in India. In that case also, you have to first file, you have to intimate the Indian Patent Office that you're going to file it outside India. Okay, so you're not going to file it in India, but you have to provide a period information to the Indian government that you're going to file your invention outside the India. So it will be taking around 6 weeks time for scrutinizing your invention. If it is if your invention is valid to be filed outside, then they will be allowing it. Otherwise, there will be some other constraints are that then they will be providing some other accents. Okay. So before filing outside, it needs to get permission from the Indian government that through a Indian Patent Office. Okay. After that, you can file it outside. Okay. Either PCT mode or conventional mode or directly you can apply it. No issue. But if you are filing in India, after that, if you are filing in the other countries, then it is better to go with the complete. Once you have completed, you have filed the complete specification, then you can go with the application at the abroad through PCT or convention application. I'm not going to describe what is PCT or convention. Okay. Okay, so these are the main difference between the provisional and the complete. So provisional will be describing only part of the invention, and complete will have the full inventions. Okay, full description of the invention. And here one thing is like if you are filing two provisionals, both the provisionals should not have a same content. Okay, the subject matter of provisional 1 and provisional 2 will be different. Okay, it should be different. Okay, so you should not include any subject matter of provisional 1 in provisional 2. Okay, whereas in case of complete also the same thing holds, but for the sake of clarity, usually what we will do is we will include all the description part of the invention in all the provisionals in complete also. Okay, but the thing is, it is not necessary to include all the description provided in the provisionals in complete also. Okay, only it will add to the pages. Okay, so for example, in complete, if you are considering a patent application, as of now, the 30 pages will be of free, and the 10 claims will be free of cost. Okay, up to 30 pages it is free. The specification should be containing only 30 pages, including all the provisional as well as complete specifications. Okay, and if beyond 30 pages, you will be having charges for that. Okay, so in order to avoid the charges, what you can do is in provisional 1, provisional 2, you can have only the subject matter of that part of that invention. Okay, and the provisional is particularly filed to secure the priority date. As I told you, you want to claim that you have invented first. Okay, to declare that you are filing it, right? So for that, the priority date is important, and it is provided by this provisional application. Okay, so or specification. Okay, whereas the complete specification will give the protect the full invention. Okay, so it will protect the full invention. It will not claim the priority. It may or may not claim the priority based on how you are submitting. Okay, suppose if new matter is being submitted in the complete, then you can get the priority date of that. Okay, and a provisional will not include the claims, whereas complete it has to include the claims. Okay, because it is a complete protection, and you are asking for a legal protection, so complete specification should include the claims, but provisional need not include the claims. Okay, but whatever the claims you are doing it to the complete, the priority date will be the date of your matter disclosed in the provisional. Okay, for example, if you are taking a pen itself, if you are inventing a nib, okay, and if you are inventing a fluid for that, and this fluid and the nib are interrelated. Okay, so it is you are finding a nib which has a free flow of that particular liquid, okay, or particular ink. Okay, so that is considered as one invention. Okay, so you are trying to claim it in two parts. Okay, so first thing is you are drafting for a nib, and second thing is you are drafting for a ink. Okay, so first provisional is for ink, First provisional is for nib and second provisional is for ink. Okay, in the complete you can just leave it out, and you can just only provide the claims. Okay, so claims for nib as well as claims for ink. Okay, so the claims included in the complete will have the priority date of provisional 1 and provisional 2. Okay, so even though you are claiming in the claiming during the submission of your complete application, but you can claim the priority date based on the submission of your provisional application. Okay, so that we will call that is the advantage of your provisional application. And second thing, and the last difference will be the provisional. In case of provisional, within 12 months, within the 12 months of first provisional, you have to file your complete. Otherwise, your all the entire provisional applications will be considered, or specifications will be considered as abandoned. Abandoned means they will not take it. After that, you cannot claim. After that, you cannot claim your invention. Okay, it is available in the public domain if it is published. Okay, so but if it is not complete is not filed, then it will not be in the public domain. But the application will be considered as abandoned, and you have to file again the form 1. Okay, so that is the, and in case of a complete, once you have provided the complete, then you can file the PCT, convention or divisional application after the complete. Okay, so let me describe the divisional and patent of addition and the next coming slides. But the PCT convention application, I am not going to describe it because that is related to the filing. Okay, that is related to the filing, not with the drafting. It will take a lot of time to convey both. Okay, so let me skip that part. And any doubt till now, regarding the provisional and complete? Any doubt? If you have any doubt, you can put it in the chat box. And I think chat area is there, right? Yeah, chat is there. If you want to, if you have any doubt regarding the provisional and complete, you can put it in the chat box so that let me explain you. Okay, so provisional, it is a part of the invention, whereas complete, it is a full invention. That you have to keep it in mind. Okay. Okay, so for biotechnology people, actually this is very important, and also the people who are working with the biological materials like plants, animals, everything. Okay, so for them this is very, very important. Suppose if your invention have biological materials and which is not describable, which cannot be described using words, so in that case what you have to do, you have to deposit that particular material in the depository. Okay, so that we will call it as the International Depository Authority. So this is according to the Budapest Treaty. So according to that treaty, there will be some international depository will be there. So you have to deposit your materials over there, because particularly for the biotechnology people, they will be inventing this microorganisms, right? So they will be dealing with this microorganisms, so which cannot be described. Okay, so they have the different way of describing those things. Okay, so they cannot be described using the words. So what they have to do is they have to deposit these materials. So they have to deposit these materials in that depository. After that, they have to start filing their application. Okay, so the depository available in India is it is available in the Chandigarh. It is a microbial type culture collections and gene bank. It is called as MTCC. It is available in the Chandigarh. So while before applying for this microorganisms related inventions, so you have to deposit this microorganisms as well as the biological material into these depositories. Okay, after that you can start writing your specifications. Okay, so once you have deposited, you will be given some reference number and date of filing. So those things needs to be referred in the specifications. Okay, so while writing, before start writing your specifications, after the form 2. Okay, after the form 2, you have to write the means, right? You have filed these biological materials over there, and the date of filing of this one is this, like that you have to write it. it. Okay, so other details needs to be included because that cannot be described using the words. So in that cases, they will refer it. Okay, and once the application is available in the public, that is after publication only, the deposited material will be available to the public. So once the public can give pay some prescribed fees, and they can view the samples, and they can get the samples, and they can view it. Okay, so till then it is not available to the public. And also the invention batches related to the any biological matters like plants, animals, or small insects or something else. Okay, anything you have to get a permission or approval from the NBA. Okay, so NBA is the Natural Biodiversity Authority. NBA, Natural Biodiversity Authority. So you have to get an approval from them before applying for the patent. Okay, suppose if the for example, if the sandalwood is some kind of a sandalwood, it is not it is a distinct variety. Okay, suppose if it is a distinct variety, then you cannot use it for a invention. Okay, proper approval is needed, appropriate approval is needed from the appropriate authority. Then only you can do the invention, and then only you can get the patenting. Okay, so if you are using any biology, suppose if you are using a neem also, for example, if you are extracting some extract from the neem. Okay, so in that case also you have to apply the approval from the NBA before applying for the patent. To start applying for, you can write the specifications. Okay, in case of biology, there will be like biological things. There will be some sequence listing will be there. Protein sequence listing will be there. That cannot be written in the A4 sheet, right? So that can be given in the electronic forms. Okay, so that can be given in the electronic forms. These are the things because these things cannot be explained in the paper. Okay, that's why they are going with the electronic form. Okay. And next thing is some post dating. For I have told you that we can file a provisional application after within 12 months. Then you have to file the complete specification, right? So in certain applications, if you want to post date means after filing the provisional, you are thinking that you want to extend the date. Okay, so because the patenting is for 20 years from the date of first filing, right? So from the first filing it is 20 years, but you want to extend the date. In that cases, what is allowed is post dating is allowed, but it is of risk. Okay, because it may have the novelty issue also, because there may be some invention which may be displayed in the public domain, and it may create your application to be novelty-less. Okay, so in that cases, it is a risk for going with the post dating, but you can do the post dating also. But for post dating, you have to provide the complete. After that only you can do the post dating. Okay, you cannot post date the provisional immediately. Okay, you have a provisional application, first file the complete. After that you can post date your provisional application to the date of complete. Did you understand what I'm saying? Suppose if you are filing a provisional today and in June month, and you are going to file a complete on December, then you are thinking that you want to shift from post dating of your application, then you can post date within the month from June to December. Okay, any day you can shift it. Okay, so before filing post dating, you have to file the complete, and within those days you can post date your application. Okay, so the complete can be again converted to provisional. However, you have to provide the complete within the 12 months of post dating. Okay, so December month, if you have post dated your application for the December, then in the next December, within the next December, you have to file the complete again. Okay, so in this way you are you can file 2 or more complete specifications. Okay, but for one invention, one complete specification should be available. Okay, so next part will be your abstract part. Okay, so apart from specifications, like you should have an abstract part. Abstract part, why it is having the abstract part? Because it is for the official use of the official use in the Indian Patent Office. Okay, so they will not in the patent office, they need to classify all your applications, right? So for that says they cannot go entire things into your entire specifications, right? So in order to avoid the time, in order to reduce the time in classifications, what they will do, they like we have to give some abstract which contains a title of your invention and the technical field, particularly this electrical or mechanical or some field. It needs to be classified, it needs to be mentioned, so that they will be classifying under that particular section. Okay, and the technical problem which is going to address, and some detail, and the principal use of the invention needs to be given. Okay, in some cases, for example, in case of chemical invention, what they will do, the important specific chemical formula will also be given into it. Okay, in case of engineering or any other drafting, you can include the, or any other specifications, you can include the drawings in the abstract. Okay, any one drawing, important drawing can be included. Okay, it is not necessary, but if it is included, it is well and good. Okay, and it should not contain more than 150 words. And this abstract, it is given by the applicant at the first stage, and if there is any modification, they will ask, the controller will ask in the FER to modify the abstract. And if he is not, if he or she is not satisfied, then he himself or herself can alter the abstract. Okay, but not the other specifications. Okay, only this part of the specification can be altered by the controller or the patent office, but not by not on any other parts. Okay, other parts of the specifications will have to be edited or modified only by the applicant. Okay, so now let me share the screen of the abstract, how the abstract will be looking like. So I think my screen is visible, and this is how the abstract will be looking like, and you have to submit your things. And yeah, here you can see the pages size, like a 4 centimeter top and left corner, left hand part of your documents, and 3 centimeter in the right and bottom. It should be available, and it should be numbered in the 5th line also. Okay, so title of the invention is not here, since it was a first application of ours. And okay, let me show you this one. Yeah, so you can see here. Okay, so you can see the title of the invention is here, and you can see that it is relating to multi-layer brush. Okay, so you have to write what this invention is related to what. Okay, so that needs to be included, and some important figure can be included here. Okay, and the figures should be numbered, so that will be described in the next slides, and these numbering should be entered in the parentheses. Okay, the abstracts should include, or it may or may not include, but it is preferred to include the numerals. Okay, figure, you cannot indicate that figure 1, figure 2 like that. Okay, you have to refer only the numbers. Okay, so reference numerals have to be included, and you can put your signature over here. The signature is missing here, but you can put your signature over here. So this is all about your abstract. And next one is your complete specifications. Okay, so now you have created some abstract, which is reference documents for your Indian Patent Office. Next is your complete specifications. Okay, so the complete specifications will have the following fields. Okay, or following things it needs to have. First is the field of invention. Second will be your prior art, and third will be your objects of the invention. Fourth will be a summary, detailed description drawings, and best method of performing claims. Okay, so these are some of the things it should be available with the complete specifications. Okay, so first is the field of invention. It has to include which invention it relates to, which field it relates to. Okay, so for example, if it is related to communication, then you have to mention this field is related to the communication. Okay, again, this field of invention is important to have an overview of your invention in which technical field it belongs to. Okay, and this field of invention should include the subject matter of the invention in single line. Okay, it is a one-line story. Okay, so it is a one-line story of your invention, and area of application as well as industrial applicability can be included. Okay, and this is a single line story of your invention. Okay, and next will be your prior art. Prior art means what is the closest prior art present for your for your invention. Okay, so you might have done some invention which may be which have some similarities with the previous any other invention or any other documents. Okay, it can be other citation documents also. But be sure that you are citing such that it is very close to your inventions. Okay, otherwise you may be your patent document may be rejected based on your novelties. Okay, so you have to choose you have to identify the documents such as you're going to improve the invention over the set documents. Okay, so you have to provide a document such that your invention is improved version of the previous one. Okay, such type of prior art should be given over here. Okay, prior art means previous documents, like previous inventions. Okay, so based on which you are going to invent or your improvement over the other one. Okay, so that is known as the prior art. And next one will be the object of the invention. Object of the invention, what is the need for the invention? Like prior art means previous version of your previous version of the invention will be described, and what is the advantage and what is the need of your invention needs to be described in the object of the invention. That is nothing but your objective of your invention. Okay, why you have gone for the particular invention, what is the advantage of the inventions, those needs to be described in this objects. Okay, and next will be the summary part of your invention. It is an overall description in 100 words. Okay, so overall description of the invention in around 100 words. Okay, so it should include the distinctive features of your invention, and on reading this itself, you have to able to identify, okay, this is the invention they have filed it. Okay, so in that case it should be available. So novel features or important features should be available in the summary. Okay, and next is the detailed description. So in this description you have to give sufficient amount of information for your invention. Okay, so you have to give as much as details in this part. Okay, description details you have to give as much as invention, as much as information in this part. Okay, suppose if there is any missing part, then you may not be able to claim it. Okay, so this part should have as like a sorry, should have a particular information. At the same time it should be sufficient enough. Okay, if you are increasing too many informations, then also you have to pay, right? So at the same time it may not have the clarity on your invention. Okay, so clarity should be there. At the same time you have to have a sufficiency of information also. Okay, so whereas in the summary you will have only distinguished features, whereas in the description you will have the entire description of your invention. Okay, and don't go with I have seen many people are going with the advantages, disadvantages. Not like that. Okay, it is not like a ordinary paper or journal paper writing or conference paper writing. Unless the advantage disadvantage is required to claim your invention, then it can be included. Otherwise, try to avoid all these things. And the advantage of this, advantage of that, not necessary. Okay, in this part you have to describe your invention. Describing invention means each and every part needs to be described. Okay, so this centimeter, it will be of this color, like that. Description part of the invention should be available. Okay, so this is the technical aspect of your invention. and then it should have a drawings, and for engineering it should be like the drawings should not be photocopy, it should be engineering drawing. Okay, I hope everyone knows what is engineering drawing. It should be of similar, like a perfect size and shape, right? So it should indicate what should be the visual, what should be the visual of your invention, that should be available with the engineering details of your drawing. Okay, so for example, if it is like a 1 centimeter into 2 centimeter, then the invention can be it of 10 centimeter into 20 centimeter. Okay, so that aspect ratio you have to maintain. Okay, so the engineering drawing should be available there. No photographs are allowed. Engineering drawing should be included there. Okay. And next one is the best method of performing. Suppose if you're climbing something, then if you are doing this invention, if you're climbing, for example, if you're climbing for 0 to 100 degrees Celsius, then your best method should be performed at 0 degrees Celsius. What is the result? And 100 degrees Celsius, what is the result? That needs to be included. Okay, that we are calling it as the best method of performing. Okay, suppose in your climb, you are climbing for example, if you are climbing for a thermometer. Okay, so suppose if you are climbing for a thermometer and you are claiming that your thermometer is working from 0 degrees to 100 degrees Celsius, then you have to perform an experiment at 0 degrees Celsius as well as 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, so you have to keep it in the ice, and you have to keep it in the boiling water. Okay, so that description of the invention or performance of the invention will give you the best performance. It is nothing but your best performance of performing. Okay, method of performing, that needs to be included. Okay, and last one is the claim. It is a very critical part of your drafting because you are going to have a legal protection over that. Okay, so again, let me share the screen of your complete specification. So this is an overview of your complete specification. So it contains a technical field. First one is like form 2 submitter. So first page will be a form 2, and next page will be these things will be following up. Okay, so it should be like you have to maintain this A4 sheet, and the 4 centimeter over here, 4 centimeter, and 3 centimeter over here, and in between spacing 1.5 centimeter, like a 1.5 spaced line should be available. And these are some standards we need to follow. And the first thing is technical field. I told you that is a related. We have to mention which field it is relating to. Okay, and the next thing is the background or prior art. Okay, so prior art, which on which basis or which is closely related to the invention, that needs to be mentioned. Usually it is to be patent documents, or it can be included we can include the journal documents also. It is okay. Whatever the documents available in the public, that also can be included. And next one will be the summary of your invention. And yeah, I think object is not available, but here object can be used. And the detailed description of your figures, what are the figures you will be using, that you can describe it over here. And after that you can have a detailed description. Okay, detailed description, best method of performing, and claims will be separate. Okay, claims will be separate, and another document also I will show you. So this is one document submitted. This is form 2. After that, they are having this description part. You can see that there is some cross references are there. Okay, there is they are having some priority document. They have first filed in the Korean country. After that, they are filing it over here. That's why there is some cross reference over here. Okay, suppose if you are having a patent of addition or patent divisional application, then that description should be coming over here. Okay, after that you can have a field of invention. Actually they have included in the background, but it should be separate. Okay, so field of invention and background should be available. Summary, object should be available, and each should be numbered, like each and every paragraphs should be numbered. At the same time, the numbering should be done at the 5th line also. You can see that each and every paragraph is numbered, right? And 5th line should be numbered in a single page. Okay, so that should be maintained. So this is the general outline of your picture. Okay. And so I have told you about the patent of addition and divisional application. Okay, so provisional is a part of your invention. Okay, after filing complete also you are thinking that some more addition is there. Okay, so even in case of a pen invention, for example, you have filed for nib as well as for the ink, right? So you have invented some nib and the ink, both are considered as a single invention based on your description. Okay, after that you are identifying some kind of a storage instrument, like a storing part of that. Okay, storing part of the ink. Okay, so that is considered as a patent of addition because that is not a separate invention. Okay, so that can be considered as a separate invention also, but in this case, if you are considering as a patent of if you are considering as a new invention, already like a new addition to the invention, then that we can file it as a patent of addition. Okay, so patent of addition will not claim for a new patent, but it is the addition of the already existing invention. Okay, so that we will call it as a patent of addition. And as I told you in the beginning of the description, you have to include the serial number as well as the patent numbers. Okay, so if your patent has been granted, then the patent number or the serial number has to be included. Okay, so and the statement earlier applications inventions should be in the in a short form. You have to include in the patent of addition in the beginning. Okay, so this is a patent of addition. Patent of addition is considered as the original invention, but the addition of new invention is inventive step is very small. Okay, the addition of the inventive step is very small, that it cannot be claimed as a single invention, like it cannot be claimed as a separate invention. So that in that case you can go with the patent of addition. Okay, so those details, because already you have the filed the application for the patent or you have the patent granted in that case, so these details should be available with the patent of addition specifications. Okay, the specifications of patent of addition, it has to be included. And in case of a divisional applications also, what is meant by divisional application? Suppose you have invented, for example, you have given for the ink as well as your nib. Okay, so if the controller consider that invention of ink and the invention of nib is not related, okay, so in that case they will be considering as a two invention, not as a single invention. Okay, so what they will do, they will split up the application into two, one for the invention of the nib, another with the invention of the ink. Okay, so that we will call it as a divisional application. So divisional application will have the same filing date but different patent numbers or application numbers. Okay, different application numbers will be there, but the filing date will be same. Okay, so these details must be included before starting the technical field of your complete specifications. Okay, so this is important because you are saying that these are the continuous application of the previous one. Okay, that's why it is included there. And next important thing is drawings. Okay, so drawings are important because drawings are important because your invention this is visually viewed using this drawings, right? So it will help the controller to fasten their reviews. right? So in this drawings are important, and there is some restriction in how to include the drawings. The drawings should include only the engineering drawings, okay, not the picture, not the photos of your invention, okay, first thing. And second thing is, whatever the parts available in the parts or the new or the numbers available in the drawings, it should not be included in the drawing sheet itself, but it should be numbered. It should be numbered. For example, if you are indicating a pen and if you are indicating a nib, then in nib you cannot write as a nib, okay? So you have to indicate some numerals for that, and that numerals needs to be described in the description part, and that has to be referred, okay? So that has to be referred there, okay? So only reference numerals should be included in the drawings, no descriptive part should be available, okay? And the reference numeral should be in the parentheses if it is included in the description part. And in some cases, for example, in case of a chemical invention, there may be required for submission of the samples, okay? Samples may not form the part of the specification, but sometimes the controller may ask to bring the model, or sometimes they may ask to bring the samples for testing, okay? So at the time you have to bring it, but it is not the necessary to include as a part of your specifications, okay? But drawings is necessary, okay? And yeah, so drawings also, I will just share my screen. So drawings also, like again the 4 centimeter, here 3 centimeter, down is 3 centimeter, and it has to include the name of the applicant on your left hand side, and the right hand side you should include the seat number, okay? So out of 2, this is the first number, so 1 of 2 that needs to be indicated, okay? So that needs to be indicated. Okay, so that needs to be indicated over here. And in the drawings, actually what you can do is, like you should not include the part name, okay? So this is part, for example, this is a cylinder 1, cylinder 2, that should not be included, but you have to include a numerical numbers, okay? So numerical numbers or some reference numbers needs to be provided, okay? So and your signature at the bottom, okay? So your signature should be at the bottom, your signature or the agent signature can be provided at the bottom, okay? So here also again applicant name, seat number, or how many number of seats, as well as seat number can be provided. And again, these you can see that there is no naming of the parts, okay? There is no naming of the parts. And for example, if you want to include the flowchart, okay? So flowchart, it is my advice is try to avoid the flowchart, because computer program per se will not be considered as an invention as per the Patent Act, okay? If you are drawing a flowchart for describing your invention, that means that your invention is related to computer activities, and it may be getting rejected, okay? So you can have the you can have the flowchart in such a way that it should describe only the process. Okay, it should describe only the process. For example, you can see that there is no like a flow of like a flow chart, like a flow chart available associated with the invention, but it is describing the process of the invention. Okay, so it is also, you can see that it is also included by referenced by using a numbers. Okay, each and every block should be referenced by a numbers only. Okay, so you cannot describe it as such, like you cannot include the descriptive item over here. Since it is a flow chart, it is exceptional cases you are including the descriptive part, and a short descriptive part can be included in this figure, like in this flow chart. Okay, but reference, while giving reference, you have to refer only the numerals in the text or in the description. Okay, so this is all about your drawings. And next is your claims. Okay, so claim is a very, very important part, because this is going to have a legal protection. This is where your legal protection is obtained or is claimed. Okay, so it is the boundary as well as scope of protection. It covers the legal aspect of your invention and should cover all the aspect of your protection. Okay, so what are the things you want to protect it? You have to protect it. Like you all the description of the protection has to be given in this claims. Okay, and the main thing is it has to relate to single invention only, or if it is a group of invention, then it needs to be it should be connected using a single inventive concept. For example, in this nib and ink itself, the nib and ink can be different. Okay, the ink is a one invention and nib can be a different invention. So in that case, you have to file two patent application. Suppose if you want to claim as a single invention, then you have to mention that this particular ink is of useful only for this particular nib. Okay, so that forms a interlink between this ink and nib. Okay, therefore your two invention is merged into single invention, and then you can claim for the other, you can claim as a single invention in one application. Okay, so one application, patent application is for one invention only. If there are two or more inventions, then you have to connect through inventive steps are there. Then you have to connect in such a way that it will represent a single invention. Okay. So that is important, and these claims will be, it should be like a clear, succinct and conciseness and precise, accurate. It should be very accurate, and it should not have a word of inaccuracy. For example, if I'm claiming for a hottest temperature, coldest temperature, like that, I cannot claim it. Okay, I have to claim for a definite way, 0 to 100 degrees Celsius. My claim is of like a temperature of 0 to 100 degrees Celsius. I have to claim like this. Okay, because it is accurate. I know that the claim is between 0 and 100 degrees. If I'm mentioning hottest or if I'm mentioning coldest, it is of no meaning, right? It is of some may be feeling cold at 10 degrees Celsius, some may be feeling cold at 30 degrees Celsius also, right? So for each, it is not definite, right? So it lacks definiteness. Okay, so this could be avoided. So while climbing, it should be like it should provide a clear boundary of the invention. Okay, so it should provide a clear boundary of the invention. So in the description part, you will be describing all the things. Okay, but in the climbing part, in the claiming part, you will be claiming only for the protection. Okay, so you suppose if some part of the description are not claimed in the claims, then it is considered as disclaimed. Okay, it means that you are not asking protection for that. Okay, so while drafting claim, you have to be very careful that you are including all the features, and you are protecting all your parts of your invention. Okay, so that should be clear. That should be clear, because once you are written the claims, after that you cannot include a new claim. Okay, or you cannot modify it. Only thing is you can delete your claims. Okay, so claims will be included in the complete specification, and there is no you cannot include new claims, or you cannot include new subject matter into the claims in the later stages. Okay, so if you are not claiming the part of the invention, then it is considered as disclaimed, and it will not be protected at any cost. Okay, so you cannot go with the protection for that. Once it is left. Okay, so while drafting the claim, it should be very careful, and please go with the continuous discussion with your team members before drafting your claims. Okay, and description, okay, but claim is very, very important because it is a legal protection. So discuss with your friends or partner to have a maximum protection of your invention. And there will be large number of claims. Any number of claims can be included, and up to 10 claims there is no fees, but after that you have to pay for each and every claim you need to pay the extra fees. Okay, and each and every claim has its own merits, and so suppose if the controller is rejecting one claim, it doesn't mean that the other claim is also rejected. Okay, so even one claim is goes off, then you can go with the other claims also. Okay, so we have some two different types of claims. One is dependent, another one is independent claim. The independent claim is the most important part of the invention, and dependent claim will depend on the previous claim. Okay, so in that cases, once the independent claim is not eligible for the it is not patented, then the independent claim also, sorry, dependent claim also will not be patented. Okay, but if you are having two independent claim, then if one independent claim is getting cancelled, you can go with the second independent claim also. Okay, if they are allowing to be patented, then it can be, you can claim for the protection for that. Okay, claim should be in such a way that it should not be too broad or it should not be too narrow. If it is too broad, if the claim is too broad, for example, if you are in the case of a pen itself, if you are claiming for a liquid, okay, instead of a ink, you are claiming for a liquid, it means that it is a very broad claim, right? Liquid includes water also, it includes the milk also, everything, right? So it is a very broad claim. In that cases, what it will do, in that cases, the claim will be the whatever the invention, it will be available, you will be putting it in the public domain. Okay, otherwise you will be infringing in the others invention also. Okay, then you have to pay for the infringement also. Okay, so in order to avoid that, it should not be too broad. And at the same time, if you're having too narrow claims, okay, so if you are having a blue color ink, so for example, if you are claiming for blue color ink, then you are narrowing your claim. Okay, so then you cannot claim for a red color ink. Okay, so you are claiming only for a blue color ink. Okay, so in that case, you are narrowing down the claims and you are not going to have a protection. Your protection is only for the blue color ink, not for the red color ink. Okay, so it will be very narrow. So it is better to have not to have a too broad or too narrow claim. It should be acceptable ranges. Okay, it should be having acceptable ranges. Okay, and the claims, it has to be started from the new pages, and initially it should be started with V claim, and after that it should be serially numbered. Other things I will show it in the documents. Okay, and one second. Okay, so here also actually here you have to rub out I or V. Okay, if only one applicant is there, then we have to write I claim. Okay, if there are more than two applicants, then you have to write V claim. Okay, so that needs to be taken care of. Okay, so first thing is you have to start with I claim or V claim. Okay, so we have to start with I claim or V claim, and then you have to write your claims. Okay, so you see, if you are seeing here, there are like 1 to 10 claims are there. Okay, see here you can see there are 10 claims are there. Okay, so the first claim usually it will be of independent claim. Okay, so this will be of independent claim and others will be dependent claim, because each and every claim will be dependent on the other one. Okay, for example, if you say take the second claim, it is dependent on the first claim. Okay, that multi-layer brush as claimed in claim 1, as claimed in claim 1. It means that it depends on the claim 1. Okay, if the claim 1 is patented, then only the claim 2 will be patented or it will be accepted. Okay, if claim 1 is protecting, then only claim 2 will be protected. Okay, so this is called as a independent claim. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the claims are dependent claims. Okay, here you have one independent claim, that is claim number 1, and all others are dependent claims. Okay, and here actually here you can see that it should include a first thing is the preamble. The preamble will say whether you are going to have a device or process patent. Okay, so if you're having a device patent, then it should be like a device for writing, device for walking, like that you can write it. Okay, so that indicate that you are going to write for a device patent. Okay, and if it is for a process or if it is for method of making, then you have to write a method of making. Okay, so a method of making that needs to be included. Okay, so it will be like that is considered as a preamble. preamble. After that, you will be having a transitional phrase. That is transitional phase is nothing but comprising of. So what are the things your invention will be comprising of or consisting of, including of? Okay. So while using the preamble like a transitional phrases, you should be careful. The comprising word includes means, for example, if it is for example, if you are taking a fuel cell, if you are mentioning that your fuel cells consist of anode, cathode, and electrolyte, it does actually, if you are writing comprising, it means that apart from these three things, you will be having the other equipments like a tank and other things. Normal, what a standard of fuel cells will have, that also will be having the fuel cells. Okay. So this comprising words, but if you are using consisting of, if you are using instead of comprising, if you are using consisting of, means it indicates that your fuel cells only have the three components, that is anode, cathode, and electrolyte. Okay. So it doesn't include any it doesn't include a tank or some other components. It will not include. For example, terminals, it will not include. Okay. So while writing the claims, you have to be careful that you have to write the comprising of. Okay. Suppose if you are claiming, why it is useful? Because, for example, if you are having a broad claim, then you can use the comprising of. Okay. But if you are going with a narrow claim, okay. But if you are going with the narrow claim, then you can include only consisting of. Okay. So that will restrict your claim. It will restrict your claim to the particular components only. Okay. So at the time, this consisting of and comprising of will be helpful. Like you should be careful about using these words: comprising of, characterized by, and consisting of, as well as this including. Those words should be carefully used. Okay, that we are calling it as a transitional phrases. Okay, transitional phrases and other things of the body of the claim. Okay, so body of the claim includes, for example, different parts of the invention needs to be included in the body. Okay, so for example, if it is a stylus pen, here stylus pen include a tip. Okay, so it includes a conductive tip, a circuit portion, variable capacitors. So it is separately included. Okay, so you have to include all the parts of your invention in the body. Okay, and second thing is antecedent. Okay, the second thing is antecedent. Antecedent means articles A and B. Okay, you should be careful with the A and B while writing for the first time. Then you can use A or an. Okay, when you are using for the next time, then you have to use the. Okay, for example, if you see here, a variable capacitor is used. Here, variable capacitor is mentioned as a variable capacitor, whereas in case of a claims 2, they have mentioned the variable capacitor. Okay, that is important. Antecedence is important because the articles, it has a different meanings. Okay, if you are not placing the articles, it means consider as a separate part. Okay, for example, if you are mentioning a conductive tip, and here if you are mentioning that again, if you are mentioning instead of the conductive tip, if you are mentioning only the conductive tip, it means that you have two different conductive tips. Okay, so the antecedence is very important. We have to include the correct appropriate antecedents. Okay, so these are about yeah, I think most of the parts I have covered. So the each claim has three parts: preamble, transitional phrases, and body. And the preamble will identify the product or process claims, and transitional phrases will have a comprising of, including, consisting of, those things. Those wordings you have to be very careful. And the body, which is the characteristic by your invention. But these parts should be which should form a single invention. Okay, you should not describe. For example, if it is a pen, you should not describe it as a nib, it is a ink. Okay, the comprises of ink and nib. Okay, the ink which will be poured into the cap, into the tube of the pen, like that you have to describe it. Okay, then only it forms a single invention. Okay, so we have some different each and every claim will be checked for its novelty, inventive step, as well as industrial applicability. When it passes all these tests, then only your claims will be declared as patented. Okay, otherwise the invention will not be patented. Okay, so the claims will be approved only based on these 3 tests. Okay, these 3 tests for each and every claim will be checked. Once it is passing, then only you can go with the then only the claims will be allowed. Then you can get a protection. Okay, and these are different forms of claims. One, you can have a product claim. Another one is like you can have a process claim. For example, if your invention cannot be described as such. Okay, so for example, it cannot be described as a product. It can be described as a process only. So in that cases, then we will call it as a process claim. Okay, for example, if you are going to describe some kind of a gas, okay, you have invented some gas. So in that case, gases cannot be described. Gas is a product, but it cannot be described, right? So in that cases, you will be describing as a process. Okay, so in that cases, we can describe like this claims as a process by product or product by process. Okay, you are describing a process claim using the product claims, or you can describe the product claim using your process claims. And you can have the omnibus claims in case of your biological patenting, but not in the other patents. Okay, omnibus claims should be avoided. Omnibus claims means actually what it will be describing all the invention as per the figure 1. That is considered as an omnibus. Okay, you're not describing anything, but you are claiming the claiming based on some submissions. Okay, so without description you are claiming. Okay, that we are recorded as omnibus omnibus claims. That should be avoided. Okay, except in few cases it is allowed, but most of the cases they will reject it. Okay, these there is like a lot of things needs to be described in terms of different forms of claims as well as claims itself, but it is not described here since I was asked to go with only the basics of drafting. I have gone with this slides. Okay, so yeah, these are some bibliographic. You can refer all these what are the subject matter I have described in the slides. You can refer it from the manual of patent office practice and procedure. This is available in the Indian Patent Office website. Okay, apart from that, if you want to file the PCT, you can refer this WIPO website. And you can refer the USPTO, that is US Patent Office. Then if you want to file it in the US, then you can refer this website for further details. If you have any questions, please let me know. I have completed my presentation. So if you have any queries, you can ask.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
Participants, do you have any queries? Kindly interact with the resource person of that day.
Yeah. Please feel free to ask your queries. It may be new, like since you are if you are feeling like new to these things, like you can go through the documents available. It is free, like all the patent documents are accessible by the public. Okay, so you can go through the IP website and you can get the materials. You can learn by yourself also. And yeah, any queries?
Ma'am, I think we have received a lot of information from your end. If there is no more queries, shall we go with vote of thanks, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Dr. Kosalendra, kindly you can proceed for vote of thanks, please.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Just a moment. Right, sir. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can audible and we can able to see you also. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the acknowledgement. So quickly, I'll present the vote of thanks, the formal vote of thanks. On behalf of Siddharth Institute of Engineering and Technology and the Institution's Innovation Council, I extend a heartfelt gratitude to all the resource persons for sharing their knowledge in this session under the Impact Lecture Series scheme. I want to express my sincere gratitude to the keynote speaker of today's event, Mr. Murusori Selvan Karunanidhi, who is the manager at Intel Malaysia. My deep gratitude to Dr. N. Kumutha, Women Scientist B, Department of Science and Technology, IIT Patna, Bihar. And also, I'm thankful to Dr. N. Amutha, who is working at Foundation for Innovators in Science and Technology, Technology Business Incubator, Department of Science and Technology, IIT Patna, Bihar, for their awesomely informative sessions on patent searching and patent drafting, respectively. I would take this opportunity to thank the Honorable Chairman of Siddharth Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dr. K. Ashok Raju Garu, for his unflattering support and confidence in us. He is the backbone of our institution and the guiding force for every new step forward. Thank you, sir. I further extend to express my deep regards to our Principal of SIETK, Dr. K.Chandrasekhar Reddy Garu, and Principal of SISTK, Dr. M.Janardhana Raju Garu, for being a constant motivators and guiding force in all our endeavors. And it is your appreciation that enthuses us in all the efforts. I thank our Vice Principal, Dr. P.G. Gopinath Garu, Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Siddharth Institute of Engineering and Technology. I thank the convener of this event, Dr. P.Ratna Kamala Madam, Head of the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, and also the President of Institution's Innovation Council for her solid support and timely monitoring in every aspect as we grow. Final thank note to the coordinator of today's event, who is the man behind getting the fund for this Impact Lecture series, Dr. R. PremKumar, Professor, Department of ECE at Siddharth Institute of Engineering and Technology, for his exceptional efforts to bring out this in a well-organized way. And we are expecting further more events from you, sir. Thank you. And I thank the organizing team of this program for their teamwork, continuous effort, and ability that made this event a success. Above all, each one of us at Institution's Innovation Council of Siddharth Institute of Engineering and Technology is highly thankful and grateful to our sponsor, MHRD's Innovation Cell, AICTE New Delhi, for all the belief they have in us and giving us this opportunity to conduct this Impact Lecture session. Finally, I extend my gratitude to all esteemed delegates for the webinar, for their presence and enthusiastic participation to make this webinar a great success. And I wish all of you a wonderful time ahead and looking forward to seeing you soon in further more events like this. Thank you.
The feedback link will be posted through the email. So all the participants, you can fill up the feedback, the form by today.